hurt my throat. Yeah.
It do give you a good little throat clean out, a little throat out.
Yeah.
What is it? A little throat goat.
A little throat jiggle.
A throat clearing.
Yes.
A clear out of the throat then. Why? Yes. I've been on my Jamaican-ish all morning, but I really...
I'm trying to be on some Jamaican-ish.
Trying to be a yacht.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, today when I got up and I was like, ooh, you know... I need a tea to start the day. But I was like, no, I feel for some dumpling and saltfish. So I went over to Flames. And the young man server in there was just such in a great mood. He was singing. He told me all kind of beautiful and all kind of things. And I was like, you know what? Big shout out to you. Big shout out to you. Big shout out to Flames over here. Because I feel like this is the best
MVP.
one. The real MVP in this Bees Night. Good morning, everybody. Happy New Year to me.
Happy New Year to you, Saucy. Happy
birthday.
Happy. One time for the birthday chick. Hey. One time for the birthday chick.
Hey.
One time for the birthday girl.
Shine a light on them. Shine a light on them. Shine a light on them. Does that song say anything else?
No.
It's so hot in here.
I don't think that song says. No, it says words.
It's like an instruction type of song.
What does it? How it go? Pete Champrana. I just shot runner. Now break it up. Now cook it clean. Chicken little soup with a soda on the side.
Oh, remix.
Yes.
All right. You go.
Good morning to all of you guys. This is the first time I'm going live on my Instagram page. Hopefully it don't get shut down. And hopefully I forget to turn it off when we go to break so y'all don't hear us talking shizit.
Schneider said, grand earth coming, queen.
What does that mean,
Schneider, you're about to get blocked. You're about to get
Schneider, what exactly does that friggin' mean?
Grand earth coming.
That sounds terrible.
I hate it.
Grand earth coming?
All right, y'all ready? We're doing this one time for Miss Sauce.
Turn your lights on.
Hey.
Turn your lights on.
Turn your lights on. Turn your lights on. Hey.
Turn your lights on.
Hey.
My guest is having a grand time
Turn your
over here.
lights on. Like street lights. Turn your lights on. Like lights. Turn your lights on.
Birthday person. Lights on your birthday person.
Turn your lights on.
Lights on your birthday person.
That's how you do the club.
Turn your lights on.
Yeah.
I need you to put the birthday person in the middle right now. That's you, baby. Woo. Come on. Put the birthday person in the middle right now.
Put her in the middle.
Straight face. You remember.
You gotta put her in the middle. You gotta switch places. She gonna put you at the top. Put her in the middle.
Shine a light on him. Shine a light on him. Shine a light on him.
Go birthday.
Shine a light on him.
Go birthday.
Shine a light on him.
Go birthday.
Shine a light on him. Hey, now hold up. Now if the birthday
Chicken noodle
person's
soup with
in
the
the
soda
middle,
on the side.
Look at him over my shoulder.
person's in the middle. And follow me, right? Follow me. Make some room.
I'm gonna fast forward it.
All girl crew, doing what you do, baby girl. You know I'm not mad at you. While some spectate and others want to hate Stevie Wonder, help us celebrate. Come on.
Birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Say what? Happy birthday,
Charlie Brown.
Turn your lights on. Happy
I'm hot. Come on.
Yeah,
I'm 41.
Yeah, you gotta save that energy.
I'm 41,
Said
y'all.
you definitely gonna be sore after that.
Boy, I tell you, I am tired.
Old age is not for the energetic. You exuded too much energy just now, and that is too much.
And Tristan breaking up the people damn station, boy.
And Ty, you better respond to my friend request on Facebook. That's all I gotta say.
Ooh, child. It's a nap time after that, because y'all got to do this show without me, because I done exerted all of every energy I got.
All the energy's gone.
Every single energy I got. I took it away.
It's hot.
Oh my God, it is very hot. I have on my vintage 1983 shirt, because this is the year I was born, 83.
I'm over here breathing hard like I just did.
You didn't do nothing. You didn't do a damn thing.
You know I feel your pain.
I feel you empathy for you and me.
A lot of love in the comment section, Sauce.
Hello, everybody. Good morning. Thank you.
Shout
Today I'm 41 degrees.
Ooh. old?
Oh, 31 years old.
31.
41. 40 WON.
Oh,
Because
yes.
we won the 40th year.
Yes, you did.
It was turbulent, but we came through. We shining bright, and we're shining a light on it. And that's all I gotta say. Ooh, my baby daddy is in my DMs. I'm telling you. Hey, daddy.
Wow, the baby daddy giving you love.
Hey, baby father.
Hey.
Ha.
One of the few days that.
One and one. Boy, I tell you. Boy, I tell you. I'm surprised he even remembered. Boy, I tell you. I didn't know that he knew me.
You know, CK told him several times.
CK woke up and sang me such a beautiful happy birthday song, and then he ended up getting cussed out this morning because I was like, you know what? It's not gonna be today. Today you're gonna get cussed out because what I'm not gonna do is play with you today. I tell the boy, leave the iPad upstairs. He gonna get all his stuff and be like, oh, I gotta get something. What you gotta get, CK? I'm gonna get the iPad. Don't be defiant on my birthday.
Oh.
Don't be defiant. I said, get your black asses downstairs now.
Oh, Larry said you got the good wig too, hey?
It's not. It's the same one. I just wet it and put some conditioner in it so it can look like a people.
Oh, wow.
Because every day it come in here a little dry up and frizzy. Today I said, let me look a little decent. I put a little eye makeup on so I don't look so sleepy like a little albino rat.
Oh. Might have to go get your eyelash.
Oh, I put a little masquerade on today too, but I do need some eyelashes.
You know, mascara isn't the same.
Can you guys come with me to get my ears pierced today?
Yep.
Let's go.
Right after the show,
Let's go.
we're gonna go get my ears pierced. And I'm nervous. Hope my mommy don't beat me. And hope my dad don't stop talking to me. However, I'm getting my
Like
ears
how he
pierced.
stopped talking to you when you had that big ass chandelier in your
Well,
mouth?
it was a little cherry, and he didn't have to react in that dramatic way. Danielle.
Was it just a little cherry?
It was
I feel like it looked like a chandelier.
Well, it was a dangling cherry, and at the moment and he saw it, the sunlight had glistened off of it, so it looked like a chandelier. So it was like pew.
Gosh, no, because I was like, Daddy said,
Good thing I was getting on the plane in 2 minutes. I'm out of here. Y'all deal with that by yourself because I ain't gonna be me. Bring me some money then.
So what you got planned for your birthday? And what's your birthday wishes?
So what I have planned is that I've moved my pop-up party to Saturday or Sunday for 1 hour.
let's do it.
What do we want to do it? Saturday or Sunday?
Saturday.
Saturday evening?
Yeah, so then we can rest. You know, Sunday, if you get a little too, then you gotta, then you gotta go to work the next
And
day.
I don't want it to be too crazy. I just want y'all to come over and we to have drinks and then to have some good drunken conversation.
Yeah.
Sitting around talking about the good old days. Talking about how life used to be a different way back in the day.
Yeah.
It's gonna be at right now it's still in plans. Most likely it's gonna be at my house because I would like to get drunk and just go home into my house after. So it's gonna be at my house. Tristan is gonna play music.
Sure.
Yep.
What day?
Saturday or Sunday.
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 Do Sunday.
Sunday?
do Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday afternoon. When there's nothing to do and everybody's just like, oh, how come nobody don't got the grill out no more? No, we don't even do nothing no more together. Shut up. So we're gonna do that Sunday afternoon from 2 to 4. 2 to 3.
Oh, wow.
And then we're gonna have cake, we're gonna have liquor, we're gonna have weed, and we're gonna have some fun.
Fun, food, and folly.
Yes, and frolicking. Yes, all of those things. Damn, these are throwbacks. Wow. Anyhow, people, let's get into a quick check-in. Miss Tony, how you doing? Let me go find my saltfish and dumpling.
I'm doing good. Last night, I don't know, I had a hell of a headache, but I went to sleep and I slept. My son doesn't have school today because his school doesn't like to have school. And so then I slept in this morning, woke up, and I feel good. I put on a little colorful outfit in celebratory confidence of my sister's birth.
It do look like a happy birthday one.
It's a happy birthday.
It do look like that.
That's
That's what it do
all
look
for
like.
you, baby. And you know, it's good. Life's good. I had the best conversation with my coworker today, and
You have a coworker?
I do.
That's not me and Tristan?
Yeah, and she's so funny because she's white, right?
Oh.
And so
you had a
she
job.
was telling me, she was saying, I thought she was a young girl, and she was like, so I was like, girl, I'm about to be 47. She was like, girl, I'm 48, and I was like, are you really? I did not know that. And she was like, yeah. I was like, well, you must got some black in you because they say black don't crack. She said, well, my boyfriend's black, so sometimes I do have black in me.
Oh. Oh, wow. I like that.
I love her.
That type of woman.
I love her.
I like
That's
that.
my coworker. She's the one I'm claiming. So now, y'all know I have a coworker now. You never knew I had one before, but now I have one.
That's a damn shame.
Yeah.
Y'all want some of this good breakfast dinner?
Did you only get dumplings?
No, it's banana too.
Oh, okay. Because I'm not a dumpling fan.
Well, every time you hear that, I want to throw something at
Yeah,
you.
no,
What does that even mean?
I'm not. Hey, big shout out to my new Facebook friend Taisha.
Oh, whatever.
Dumplings are the best, right?
I don't know. My mom makes cornmeal dumplings, and I mess with those a little bit. But these regular flour dumpling, they just be so heavy, sitting in your belly. I don't want that. But anyhow, 1983 was a good year, says Mike Nice. Mike Nice, are you a baby child?
He's not. What? Why would you say? Ask him if he's a baby child if he was born in 1983.
Yes, y'all's baby child.
Because we're grown. We're almost 45.
Oh, wow. Y'all's almost 45.
I'm in my mid-40s.
No, you're not.
Why not?
Because what school did you go to? How did you learn rounding? No one come in here and tell your aunt how to round.
How to round?
How to
I'm
round.
rounding.
You rounded
You
wrong.
rounded to the nearest whole number.
You wrong rounding. Flour dumplings are for homeless people.
Who said that, Larry?
Larry Jordan.
I know it had to be Larry.
Flour dumplings are for homeless people. Anyhow, so yes, I feel good today. How are you doing, Triz? Let me throw the ball to you.
I am good.
He didn't catch it.
He didn't catch it. He didn't.
Throw the ball up. I'm over here working.
Beverly
on the
said,
screen-
man, you all are old.
On the screen for Saucy's birthday, we got some throwback pics of our fam.
Oh my gosh, how come we never had those
Was
t-shirts?
this at Carnival?
This is
That's
that. This
at
is why we're
Carnival.
carnival babies.
No,
so
you
this
know
is my
something?
mother right here. I'm not quite sure.
That's Auntie
Auntie
Brenda.
yeah.
Who is still
You know what I do? Always
Them two
remember.
still going.
I always remember us making shirts
Yep.
to go to Carnival with like Hundu Trini Baby on it.
Yep.
And-
Uncle Grandpa still has a picture of us with those
That's
t-shirts on.
really?
Yep.
That's dope. We
Oh,
love.
look at that!
Oh, look at little Trish
That's
Trish.
Sauce and I.
That is so cute. We needed some makeup on that day.
Oh, I can't see nothing.
This was a long time ago.
Oh, that was whose birthday party was that? That was somebody else's
That was,
birthday party.
That's
Something
Dee Dee
in
and Tony.
No, that's me and you. This is me and Dee Dee. Oh, yes.
That's Tony right there, my cousin Deidre.
Yes. Those are first friends forever.
And then
Oh, look
go
at
your
Mom.
grandma.
And Auntie Andina. Oh, Mom, we miss her. Look at
This
that.
is Tony and
Foya.
Sauce's. This is Sauce's and Tony's grandmother right here.
Yeah.
And the fam.
And there's your grandmother.
My grandmother's right there too, yeah.
This
My
was
grandmother.
Wow. Sauce, you've been around for a long time.
Thank you. Bone said I'm cute. How you doing?
Oh, he thought that was me.
Oh boy. Yeah, so today's gonna be a great day. We have a great line. We got a great show lined up for you guys. In between, we're just gonna have fun because it's a great celebratory day. We do have an interview from you from the good organization 826 and talk to you about all the things that is going on, what they are doing for the community, and how they are helping to raise the quality of life for the community with the work that they do. We're gonna get into our local news first, and then we'll get through the show as we usually do. Ooh, I heard a doorbell. What's that mean?
I think that's a beat. You sound like a nice stewardess.
Thank you. Put your hands in your ears in the aisle at all times, and do not drink and drive. And if you do get into an accident, the drop-down menu will drop down. You will put one over your head first, and then put one over your child head after. Because they cannot survive without you.
You sound like a drunk stewardess
I'm trying to figure
on
out.
a bus.
On a bus.
On the 28.
The 28 going to Nubian Square.
To Nubian
To the
Square.
eastbound.
Yes, inbound.
Inbound.
Yes, yes.
Well, we're going to start this show right here. Spark FM Online, Saucy and Friends in the morning. Let's friggin' go.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
Broadcasting live worldwide. Spark FM. Your music, your whole day, every day.
Call Spark FM at 617-272-3387.
Candy girl, shake that laffy taffy. Shake that
I
laffy
always think
taffy.
you're gonna come in with lyrics and you just don't.
I'm singing the chorus first. I'ma beat your mix a Chico stick. I miss a beat on them. I just a da.
Oh,
Cause she's so zip. Down the top, sun and zim, and the drum, then do, and the sun, and the drum, then do. Get loose, don't be shy. Hey ho. And the sun, and the sea, and the herm, and the hair, and the sinner, and the
all right.
Shake that laffy taffy.
Red flag.
Oh, I was about to say, why the red flag? Today is Tuesday, September 24th, 1983.
83.
Rewind to 2024. It's going to be generally cloudy, high in the 66 degrees, winds in the northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Again, it's going to be a high of 66. That's not too warm. It's not too cold. It's just about okay. And then tonight's going to drop down to about 53. There's a 10% chance of rain, but I don't think it's going to be too crazy. So don't worry about it. We're going to be outside. We're going to have fun. If you guys want to just drop over today and just have a shot with me, that's fine. I don't mind being drunk all day. All day. Can we start? We get started now.
Don't start too fast because you're gonna be down.
We're not
there.
going to be drunk. We're going to have your birthday cake.
Oh yeah, my birthday cake is a champagne. Champagne. Let's get into it. One person dead, another in custody after shooting at a Boston housing. Yesterday, the city of Boston was actually on fire. Every single where we turned, from Cambridge to Roxbury, there were groups of police investigating crimes, accidents, and I don't even know what else.
Yeah.
It was just crazy, like everywhere. So I'm not sure what happened here. Yesterday when I was walking the dog after one of the situations, my neighbor friend who I never seen before in my life, and I don't know if he's even my neighbor, but he was walking next to me. He said that there was like 12 shots that shot out around Dudley Street around there.
Oh, is that what?
Yeah,
what
I don't
that
think
was?
anybody got shot, but they was like the shot spotters and the police were out there investigating the shooting. One person is dead and another in custody following a shooting at a housing complex in Boston on Monday. Officers responded to reports of multiple gunshots and a shot spotter activation in the area of 277 Center Street near Jackson Square MBTA station found a man who had been shot, according to the Boston Police Department. The man, whose name hasn't been released, was rushed to the area hospital where he later died. So this is adding up to our death record. Because
So
we were
the
at
person
2.
died?
Yeah, we're at 2 or 3.
No, we were at like
very
6.
low.
We were at like 6.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, we went at that? Well, I mean, 6 in September?
6 all the way in September. We're 9 months into the game. So, that's really good. That's really okay.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, it's bad to those who lost their lives,
Yeah.
but, it's not that we are. I do feel that there have been a lot more shootings than there have been people getting shot, if that makes sense. There's just people just shooting everywhere. Like there's bullets is free, bullets is maybe buy 4 for 1 or something like that, where everybody can just do whatever they want, but nobody's really making sense when it comes to all of the shootings that's been going on. A Chelsea youth was shot in the leg, one of 2 shootings that happened yesterday morning. A juvenile was shot in the leg in Chelsea, Massachusetts, Monday morning. Yeah. The first of 2 shootings that occurred in the city within a half hour of each other and resulted in the high school going into a brief lockdown, all while a film crew was shooting a movie nearby, and I wonder what that movie was. Chelsea police confirmed that they are investigating the separate shootings that resulted in 1 injury, 4 arrests, and the recovery of 3 firearms. In the first shooting, Chelsea police say a juvenile was shot in the leg on 5th Street after an altercation with another youth who's now in custody. The victim was taken to Massachusetts General Hospital and is expected to survive. A youth. So they refer to anybody 17 and under as a youth?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I feel like there should be another distinguishing level there. Like there should be youth, then there should be like adolescent or something, which is the same thing. But they gotta make it a teen or something like that.
Yeah.
Because this makes it sound like going to school, a 5th grader and a 5th grader got into a fight and one shot the other. It could be very realistic, but I feel like it's a little bit
unrealistic.
Yes.
I agree with you. I agree.
To the hospital, and it happened near a film crew. NBC 10's John Maroney joining us live from Chelsea now with details. John.
JC, fortunately, no one was seriously hurt.
Not the Dembo music in the background.
Now police are working
At 8
to try to
a.m.
figure out
Chelsea.
if these shootings are connected. A teenager taken to the hospital following a shooting on 5th Street, not far from where a film crew was shooting a movie on the streets of Chelsea.
Ironically, yes, while we're shooting a movie, it did seem like a scene out of a movie. I mean, we could have absolutely rolled on it, but we decided not to because we didn't really know what was going on.
Police say the juvenile was shot in the leg after an altercation with another juvenile who is now in custody. Speaking in Spanish, this woman said she saw the 2 young men fighting, followed by at least 3 gunshots. Police responded to another shooting on Washington Avenue about a half hour after the first.
Damn.
No one was hurt, but we saw 1 suspect taken into custody. In all, police say 3 people were detained and 3 guns were recovered. Chelsea High School was in lockdown while this was all happening.
I feel safe, yeah. Everybody knows me, and oh no, it's not bad.
The movie crew is in town shooting an independent film about addiction and recovery. They went back to work once the crime scene was cleared.
I actually wasn't that scared because I've worked in Chelsea before. I don't want to paint a bad light. I love Chelsea. It's a great place, but these kind of things do happen.
Have you worked in Brookline?
Now, the teenager who was taken to the hospital expected to be okay. No word yet on what kind of charges these suspects might face. Well, live in Chelsea, John Maroney, NBC 10 Boston.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. That is crazy.
Yeah. 7 in the morning on the way to school.
Bring your
that's
mic
just-
lower.
The phones are. I don't think the phones are working. But can you
they're
imagine
working.
you're going on your way to work or on your way to school and this kind of thing happens? That's crazy.
I know, like, I just don't feel like dealing with all of that in the mornings. Like in the morning time is when things should just be a little bit easier because ain't nobody want to be up in the first place outside going to school and to work.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I got to start dodging bullets. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't no.
Let me put out a quick PSA, Spark FM PSA. The phone lines are working, people. You got to just stay on the phone line for at least 4 rings until we get it inside the studio.
Oh, what is that doing?
We practiced it yesterday and we found that is what works. Tufts appoints independent investigator to look into the lacrosse workout. To the lacrosse workout that hospitalized 9 players. You know what's a big story that I didn't know was as big, and it's interesting that it is the story of the police academy young man with the boxing. That's literally been on every single
that's a big
news
story.
channel all day, every day.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's gonna explode more things like this.
Yeah.
So this is separate. After 9 men's lacrosse players were hospitalized with serious medical conditions following a workout led by a recent Navy SEAL graduate, Tufts University says they're appointing an independent investigator to figure out what happened. Go to this story because what kind of workout they was doing? They was doing CrossFit? In an updated statement released Monday, university spokesperson Patrick Collins said 3 of the 9 players who were diagnosed with rhabdomyolysis after a voluntary supervised 45-minute team workout on September 16th, are still in the hospital. He said the 3 players are responding to the treatment and hope to be discharged soon. 50 team members participated in the workout. Yes, let her say it.
Independent investigator to look into how some of its lacrosse players ended up in the hospital. The school says 9 players on the men's lacrosse team were hospitalized following a workout last week. 3 players are still in the hospital. Tufts says they suffered from a condition linked to overexhaustion. The school says the players are responding to treatment and will hopefully be discharged soon. All team practices continue to be postponed.
You see how she did not say the actual name of the diagnosis because she too cannot pronounce it. It's called rhabdomyolysis.
YOLO.
Or rhabdo is a condition that causes your muscles to disintegrate, which leads to muscle death, according to the Cleveland Clinic. The university says they're appointing an independent investigator to find out why these men was working so hard to do a little cardio training with this ex-Navy SEAL, which I think is a problem in itself because a Navy SEAL is like a machine, and they start off slow and then they build up their endurance to be able to do crazy shit. So if you have not built up your endurance, that's like me going to the damn place and then be like, oh, we're gonna be trained by a Navy SEAL today, and I'm trying to keep up with the Navy SEAL. I'm gonna vomit and I'm gonna die.
Yep.
You know, we gotta know our limits.
I vomit at the thought.
Popular Massachusetts beach to remain closed to swimming through the end of the month due to sharks. A popular Massachusetts beach will remain closed to swimming through the end of September due to the presence of a great white shark in the water. First of all, I thought it was going to be due to the cold that it is for you not to be into the waters in September.
Right.
It's in Ipswich, Mass. Crane Beach in the North Shores town of Ipswich will be off limits to swimmers until at least October 1st. Because what? The shark told y'all they're gonna be leaving after the 1st?
And then who gonna swim after October 1st?
I don't know. Amid confirmed sightings and continued reports of sharks spotted in the area, Christopher Moore, property director for Crane Beach and Castle Hill, announced Monday the Atlantic White Shark Conservancy Sharktivity app showed 6 shark sightings off the beach in the last week. Y'all should just close down the beach and put some sand in it, because that's crazy. Ain't nobody should be in that water. Just tell people that the water is closed forever. You could only go on it if you're going on the beach, but there's no swimming in this water because it's white sharks, and if you go swimming in the water, they will eat you. And it don't have to be all of this talk.
Yeah, it's closed till next summer.
Yeah, it's cold.
Yeah.
Go in your yard.
Yeah.
What's this? A group demanding justice for Sandra. Who she is?
Sandra Birch. This is the
Sandra
young lady
Birch.
from Stoughton.
Oh, yes.
So here's an update on that.
Yes.
Death of Sandra Birchmore. One group is still fighting for justice. Her death was initially ruled a suicide, but last month a former Stoughton police officer was arrested and charged with her murder. The 19th Queso has the story.
Justice for Sandra Birchmore. It's the name of the group gathered here, and also the motive behind why they are standing outside in the rain.
We need to keep the public engaged. We need to keep Sandra's name out there. We need to let people know that there's so much more to this case.
Birchmore was found dead in February of 2021 at her home in Canton. 3 years later, and now former Stoughton police officer Matthew Farwell is charged with killing her and making her death look like a suicide. Birchmore claims she was pregnant with Farwell's child.
Just more justice for Sandra's murder and her unborn child's murder, and to bring more awareness.
Birchmore's death was originally determined to be a suicide. Those who knew her said they never believed it. Her family hired an investigator who determined her death was not a suicide. In 2022, an internal review from Stoughton uncovered inappropriate conduct between Birchmore and Farwell, dating back to when she was 15 years old. Farwell resigned. The U.S. Attorney's Office got its own expert to take a second look and determined her death was a homicide. And the group says more needs to be uncovered.
I don't believe the narrative. It's a very, very sad situation that a police officer for 30 years has to go against the system that I worked in.
A group questioning those in position of authority while keeping Sandra Birchmore's name in the headlines.
Not going to stop. Even if I'm sick in my bed with my health issues, I will keep posting. I will keep making videos. I will still let the public know about Sandra Birchmore.
The group Justice for Sandra Birchmore tells me that they are not going to stop until they get answers in the case. In Stoughton, Laura Queso, 7 News 19.
All right. Well, that is terrible.
That's awful.
That is terrible. This is why you don't date police. That's scary.
That's why I don't date police.
And that's sad. That's sad. That's sad that you would destroy your job to kill somebody.
But what? I can't get into the mind of a criminal. Like,
I can't get into the mind of a police criminal at that.
Well, they said that she was preyed on by multiple police officers from Stoughton Police and was taking advantage. So she used to be a part of a
It was a program, a youth program
when she was very young.
Yeah.
And for maybe almost like 10 years, they were taking advantage of her.
Wow, that's so awful.
She was she was groomed.
Groomed, yes. No diddy. North Attleboro, some really good news for today. The final bull that had been missing since escaping a rodeo at the Emerald Square Mall on Sunday has been captured.
No bullshit.
The New England Rodeo reported that the runaway bull was apprehended around 8 p.m. on Monday, not far from the Attleboro Mall where it initially broke loose. The bull was spotted on Route 1, causing a traffic backup as law enforcement and rodeo personnel worked to secure the animal. The bull was one of 8 that escaped from their pen on a rodeo on the Emerald Square Mall on Sunday afternoon. Authorities said the 8 bulls managed to escape their pens, run through the parking lot, and jump over a fence surrounding the event's perimeter. The escaped bulls ran through the parking lot and then fled south into the woods behind a nearby BJ's restaurant and brew house. Video footage captured by witnesses showed the animals charging through the fence and scattering across the parking lot. I'm just glad it was found so that they could, find it.
Them bulls had wings.
Red Bulls.
Buffalo
Wild Wings. Are Buffalo Wild Wings made out of bull meat?
No,
it's made out of buffalo.
The chicken of the sea.
Mm-hmm.
We have a story here that that Larry submitted to us.
What's the story there?
It said that Woburn police investigating after a wrestling match that broke out at Pop Warner game.
A wrestling match?
Oh, wow. Yeah. Woburn police are investigating. The officers say a wrestling match broke out at the conclusion of a Pop Warner's football game against the opposing Boston team. It happened Sunday at the field behind Woburn High School. Preliminary reports indicate the parents from the other team rushed onto the field after Woburn won the game and went after players ages 12 and 13. You know what? F them kids. And that's how you got to do it.
Larry said it wasn't no wrestling match. They ran onto the field and was rushed. So here goes.
Why would they even call it a wrestling match? That sounds stupid.
It was a football game. Here we go.
That's what them people do.
Here goes the clip.
Mark, police say responding officers rolled up to an all-out wrestling match, as you just mentioned, here on the field behind Woburn High School at the conclusion of yesterday's Pop Warner game against an opposing Boston team. Woburn's chief of police tells me tonight that police are still working to sort out all of the details, but that preliminary reports indicate that adults from the opposing team were the aggressors and got physical on the field. An investigation is underway in Woburn, where police say officers broke up an alleged brawl on the field after Sunday's Pop Warner football game against a Boston Pop Warner team. It involves potential assault allegations involving adults rushing the field in the moments after Woburn won the game. Officers cleared the field after breaking up the commotion and preventing it from escalating any further. Woburn Chief of Police Robert Rufo tells Boston 25 News that no arrests have been made, and it's still unclear if charges are going to be recommended in this case that involves reports of parents from the opposing team going after Woburn players ages 12 and 13. The chief says that depends on whether there are any victims who come forward and give reports to police, which he says has not happened yet. He tells us, quote, "The incident remains under investigation while identifications are obtained and involvement is assessed." And we've been hearing a lot of speculation and conflicting reports about exactly what unfolded here since yesterday afternoon. I did reach out to the coaches and have not yet heard back tonight. We're live in Woburn. Drew Caritas for your local station, Boston 25 News.
Where's the video?
Welcome to a place of ingenuity.
There is none. I wanted to see the wrestling match.
Me as well.
And first of all, any adults that's going after 12 and 13-year-olds have a problem within themselves. What are you going to wrestle them for?
They were fighting the children.
They said that's what the news article made it seem like. They was going to fight the 12 and 13-year-olds. And you know 12 and 13-year-olds come with parents too, so and I hate that they're calling it a wrestling match. They were fighting. It was a field brawl.
But we also know now too the people who they're calling adults could just be 18 years old.
Yes, true, very true, very, very true. They could be their brothers and stuff that don't have a lot of sense.
Yeah,
nonsensical.
Somebody told them to say it was a wrestling match. They probably were gonna say brawl. I was like, oh, let's say brawl.
But sounds stupid
Larry
to
said
say
there was nothing physical.
Wait, then what does that mean?
Yeah, like
how was they wrestling unphysically?
So what? They were just throwing words. They were just throwing racial
Those
slurs.
Wrestling words. Rest is a word wrestle sandwich.
Oh, word salad.
Word salad.
Wrestle salad.
With that said, we're going to go to a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back after a few moments with our great friends over from 826 Boston. We'll see you in a second. Keep it locked right here. Spark FM Online, Saucy and Friends in the birthday.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
Spark FM. Spark FM.
This is a message from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Travel increases your chance of getting and spreading COVID-19. Take steps to protect yourself and others. Wear a mask that completely covers your nose and mouth. Masks are required on planes, buses, trains, and other forms of public transportation traveling into, within, or outside of the U.S. and in U.S. transportation hubs such as airports and stations. Stay at least 6 feet away from others. Wash your hands often and watch for symptoms of COVID-19. When traveling back to the U.S., you must show a negative COVID-19 test result or have documentation of recovery from COVID-19 before boarding your flight back to the U.S. Visit cdc.gov/COVID-19 travel to learn more about travel requirements and recommendations.
Finally Home is a must-read step-by-step guide that will equip any first-time home buyer with the knowledge they need to confidently make informed decisions. This book provides answers in simple and clear terms to most, if not all, of the questions you may have about credit, home ownership, and generational wealth. Finally Home equips the reader with the confidence to be engaged with the home buying process without feeling vulnerable or exploited. Tailor-made Real Estate Easy is not just a catchy hashtag. It is real estate agent and radio personality Taylor Andre's goal. A goal to simplify one of the most challenging processes you will go through as an adult. A goal to educate you properly on credit and teach you the strategies to finding the home of your dream. It is not just a good book or an easy read. It is the secret to a seamless home buying experience.
Hi, it's Tori DeVito. In every family, small conversations can make a big impact. I grew up on tour with my parents. Kind of different, but we bonded over music just like other families do over sports, camping, or other interests. And we talked. Little everyday conversations from silly to serious that built a foundation over time. Honest conversations, like when my dad shared his experiences as an alcoholic.
Your honesty about that part of your life gave me a sense of integrity that I wanted to uphold in my own life. And I was so grateful that you and Mom had become these sober, stable people who were always there for me.
I wanted you to know from someone who's been in recovery more than 30 years now that hard work is what creates success, not alcohol or other drugs, whether it's music or anything else. I said it a lot, and I'm glad you took it to heart.
Talk, they hear you. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Spark FM.
Wheezy boy, make me dance. Daddy, oh, make me dance.
Igniting the airwaves. Spark FM.
Join us on Facebook and Instagram at sparkfmonline.com.
Turn us up.
Tell me how you want it, yeah. Call me and I'm over it.
Spark FM.
Yes, I'll take you out tonight. Good morning and welcome back. Spark FM Online, #1 for urban and Caribbean music. We are back today and we have our good friends from 826 Boston back with us. Jay is new to the studio and to the station, but welcome, Jay. Thank you for coming. We love to support 826 because it is a nonprofit writing, tutoring, and publishing organization for youth. And you know, here we love the kids. We believe in discipline, but we love the kids. Spare the rod, spoil the child. But I think that organizations like 826 are there for a reason, to really help kids figure out what they want to do and give them the tools and support they need in order to make it to the next level. So welcome, Jay. How are you?
Great.
How did you get involved in 826? And, you know, like, what does it mean to you? Why?
That's a really good question. I ended up at 826 in a really kind of like funky path.
Yeah.
I started going out into science. So my degree's in astrophysics. So
Wow. Astrophysics, Jay, what is it?
I know, right? Well, I used to say astronomy, but people used to ask me about their star signs. And so I changed it up a little bit. But
Are you into star signs and stuff like that?
I used to be. And then people used to get that confused. And so...
That's astrology, right?
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
astronomy, right? Okay.
But yeah, so I started going into the science world, and I realized when I was doing kind of like STEM education that what I really cared about was working with young people.
Yeah.
And so that ended up leading down the path of becoming a youth worker, working in college access, and then that ended up eventually leading me to 826 and doing the work that I do with college essays and with school partnerships, and it just kind of like fell together in a way that I didn't expect. And it just really resonates with what I care about, just letting to empower young people.
Explain to us. I gave a little quick overview of 826, but what is 826? And we've talked to you guys before, you close friends of ours. What is 826, and what does it do?
Yeah, good question. So 826 Boston is a nonprofit that does tutoring, writing, and publishing work. So
And it's for any kid?
For any students K through 12. So we work with Boston Public Schools, K to 12 and beyond, because we have alumni. But our goal is to help students find their voice, amplify that voice, and kind of become leaders afterwards, figure out how to use that to empower themselves.
Yeah.
So it's all about helping students figure out how to use their voice, whether it's in writing or performance or poetry slams. That's our jam.
I love that.
What do the numbers 826 mean?
So 826 started in California. So it was the street address of the original 826 Valencia.
Okay.
And then as the organization has grown, we are one of 9 sites throughout the country. So we're 826 Boston, there's 826 NYC.
I didn't know it was a national organization. Did I know it was I didn't know it was a national organization. Yeah. That's awesome. And so everywhere it's pretty much just kind of helping the kids get ready for advancing.
Yeah.
What do you guys have going on now? You were telling me something about not grant writing. That's my brain is. About getting into college and what you guys are helping to help the kids do with that right now.
Yeah, so it's college essay season right now. Seniors are getting ready to submit their college applications, so they're working on their college essays. I think one of the things that is really sticking out to us is that in the last couple of weeks, a lot of the local universities, MIT, Harvard, UMass Amherst, have been showing data that this is this year has been less racially diverse than last year.
Hear after the DEI stuff, right?
Yeah.
A lot of these colleges have been getting a decreased amount of diversity applicants. That's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the things that is really important is because of that change in affirmative action, there's really not a lot of places where students can talk about their identities and the way that it affects their lives, except in the college essay. So now it's even more important that students are able to really tell their stories through that.
What are some random, I was in college a long time ago. What are some of the essay questions that what are typical essay questions? I remember it being difficult for me to try to compartmentalize my whatever. But what are some, let me Google that. Typical, go ahead.
Yeah, so there's 7 college essay prompts, and they might range from what's an experience that has really transformed the way that you see the world? What's something that you enjoy so much that you lose all track of time? But then my favorite is the last one, which is kind of the dealer's choice. It's
Mm-hmm.
write about anything of your choice, any topic that you want.
Yeah.
And so what we do is we talk to students and help them find the right story.
Figure it out. Yeah.
Because like a lot of students really think that what colleges want is to hear your most traumatic experience.
Yes.
And so they feel like they need to like bare their souls and put out every
Yeah.
dark thing that's ever happened, but that's not true.
Yeah.
It just needs to be a story that's true and that lets whoever's reading it learn more about you as a person.
Yeah.
And so our work is working with students to help figure out what is the story you're going to tell, spending that extra one-on-one attention to get them to find, oh, I don't have to talk about this if I don't want to.
Yeah.
I just have to tell them who I am through my story.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm glad that you asked that question, because a lot of young kids, young people don't understand or don't know what their lives have led up to. So how do you get them to understand that, like that they have actually experienced things?
I'm gonna follow up on that. For me, I feel like like when you talk about like entrepreneurship or anything like that, when you kind of excel there, it always seems to me like people, onto what you were saying, have to have some traumatic story when I was living in my car and I lost my leg, and from there I have been able to grow from there.
Sounds
like a Top Dog Law commercial. Because like you said, that would be the first thing that they would be like, oh, let me tell the most the most traumatic part of my journey. So like he said, like, how do you get them to figure out other things that, because I feel like those might be the forefront of their mind, but how do you guys get them to kind of think about smaller aspects of their lives that can be explained fully?
Yeah, it's asking a lot of questions. When you see a tutoring session, the first 15, 20 minutes are actually just a lot of asking the students questions about who they are and what they care about.
Yeah.
Because oftentimes if you ask them a question, that's what they'll default to, right? Like immigration stories, they'll talk about family issues. They'll find what they think is going to be the flashiest story because they think that's what's going to get the attention of whoever's reading their essay. But I find that a lot of times I help students figure out their topic by asking, like, what's on your For You page? What do you look at on TikTok? Like, what do you care about? You're really into nail art? Why? Oh, because you care about art. So you care about like bringing beauty into the world. And like that's conversations I've had with students. So it's all about asking enough questions that you're forcing students to answer beyond the first thought, to figure out what's your third thought, what's that thing you care about that you don't talk about that much.
So the people that the youth that are already in your program, do you find that they're a little bit more able to find those other stories? Because this program right here for the college essay, can anybody just come and say, hey, 826, I need some help for that? Or do you have to be a part of the program already?
A little bit of both. So typically, we work with partner schools to be able to be in our program. And so we get to see these students a couple of weeks in a row to really build that connection. But our college essay bootcamp that we're having at the end of October is open to any Boston Public School student.
Oh, nice.
And it's like 90 minutes. We have enough tutors that we can get one-on-one attention. So you can spend an hour and a half with someone just paying attention to you to really help you pull out that information. So in those 90 minutes with like that concentrated attention, we can get what typically takes us like 3 sessions in a classroom happening in a single day.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So how do people get involved with 826?
There's lots of ways to get involved. If you want to volunteer and you want to help tutor some students, you don't even have to know how to do it. We'll teach you.
You'll teach us?
You'll teach us.
Yeah.
Just go to our website, sign up to volunteer. Lots of
I'm going to
opportunities.
have to go to figure out how to tutor my own child. I need to learn how to parent him during homework time. I feel like, geez, I don't know.
What's the makeup of the majority of the students?
So we see about 3,000 students per year.
Wow.
Through all of our sites.
3,000.
Yeah, 3,000.
Wow.
And the majority of those students, because they are in BPS, are Black and Latino students. And then in this year, we're on track to see about 1,100 college essays altogether.
Wow, yeah.
And what does the volunteers look like? What do the volunteers look like?
It depends. I think in all nonprofits, the people who have the time to volunteer during the school day are often the same audience, like people who are retired or people who have the flexibility to be able to work from home or work remote or college students. A lot of our base is college students who have that flexibility of like, I can volunteer in the morning and go into a classroom because I have that time. So it's sometimes a little tough to get volunteers that reflect our students more often because people work. People that are closer to their age are earlier in their careers. They don't have that kind of flexibility. So we're always looking to expand. So like I said, if anybody wants to hit us up and tutor, let me know.
And let's go to 826boston.org. This is a free program.
Yes.
Okay, so it's a free program. If you guys, I'm gonna bring my child there for some little tutoring because tutoring is expensive. Students receive one-on-one support as they work. Do you know what subjects that they tutor in, or is it all?
Yeah, so our after-school tutoring program, they have a small cohort because they'll tutor students on essentially whatever support they need.
Oh, good.
So we have a younger group that meets every day after school. We have time for older students on Mondays and Wednesday afternoons. And so once they sign up, they essentially get the same tutor for the whole semester, which is awesome. They also work on like writing, so they're not just like getting tutored in math or science or whatever they need to work on or homework support. They're also working on a long-term writing project to make a small little book. So we have our tutoring branch. We have the places where we push into classrooms and work with teachers, do the college essay work, all that stuff.
This is awesome. And then you guys also have a STEM literacy program too. So you're teaching kids about all the STEM careers and things that they can get into. What does that look like?
Yeah, I think one of the things that people have a hard time connecting on their own is the idea that writing and STEM really go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, pretty much every discovery, every piece of tech that we interact with, it wasn't built by the original inventor. It's built because the person that invented it was able to tell other people how to do this themselves, how to remake it. So communication is a really important part of science. You need to be able to express what you find. Because if you cure cancer, but you can't tell anyone that you did it and how to do it, then it's not really that helpful.
See what you did there, Jay? I see what you did there. Yeah. I love this. STEM is big, and we know that there's a lot of careers and stuff, and, you know, trying to point children or youth into not necessarily having to go into traditional roles of, you know, career paths. So I love things like 826 programs like 826 because they really open youth's minds to the possibilities of what they can do with themselves. And it seems like there's a lot of really great people working there that are very much so passionate about working with kids. Yeah, I'm excited about this.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
I wish, you know, like, I'm sure that the word will be put out even more now because I hadn't heard about this before. So I'm excited for us to, you know, our listeners to hear it and put the word out. Share. Everybody needs to know about this.
And they said they're always looking for volunteers. So if you are interested in volunteering some of your time, your free time, you guys have weekend programming too?
Not as much, but the college essay boot camp is on a weekend.
Oh, okay. Yep. Okay.
Also, if you have seniors and juniors, bring them along too.
Yeah.
They can sign up.
To volunteer or to be there?
To be there as participants.
Okay, good.
But if once they graduate, they want to come back, or maybe they want to tutor some younger students, we have options for that too.
Very nice.
I love this. So if you guys go to 826boston.org, there is a button on the top, get involved, and there you can find out the different ways, whether it's partnering, whether it's sponsoring, volunteering, being a tutor, whatever it is, there's many different paths that you can take to help the kids. And like he said, which I think is very, very awesome, is that they'll train you to tutor.
Yeah.
That's good. So a lot of us don't have a lot of patience, Jay.
Not at all.
You'd be surprised.
Really?
You'd be surprised.
That's awesome. Okay, 826boston.org. The college essay boot camp starts when?
College Essay Boot Camp is on Saturday, October 26th.
Saturday, October 26th. And how long does it run?
We have two sessions. We have a morning session at 9:30. We have an afternoon session. We're hosting it at Suffolk University. And any student that wants to sign up you can just go to 826boston.org/essay.
Love it.
826boston.org/essay.
Send all your children over to 826. Since a lot of y'all don't got no patience to help them with their college essay, and they gonna write things that y'all don't want them to write. So send them to 826 so they can help them develop their thoughts.
And they need to, if they don't have any patience, they need to go to 826.
Yeah, exactly. And learn how to have some.
That too. That part.
Parents, go volunteer while your children is being tutored. I love it. Jay, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for coming early and hanging out with us, even behind the glass. We saw you, Jay. We saw you having a good time.
I mean, next time you gotta tell me it was your birthday. I would have brought a balloon.
Oh, see? That's I'm gonna talk to Taisha about that, because she should have told you before. With that said, people, we're gonna go to another quick commercial break. Jay, thank you so much for coming. Remember, people, 826boston.org, 826boston.org. Get involved with the youth.
Yes.
Starting today. All right, now go sign up. Just go sign up. Go to the thing. You, even if you don't got to sign up, you just want to give them some money. They're always looking for money too. I'm not too proud to beg for organizations to be donated to. So make sure that you guys donate a little something to them. With that said, we'll be right back. Spark FM Online, #1 for urban and Caribbean music. Saucy and Friends on the birthday.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
Let's start with the big question.
The all-new Spark FM.
Did you get a call or message that mentioned Social Security that made you feel threatened or scared? That is not the Social Security Administration. Social Security will not threaten you, press you for personal information, or demand instant payment. Social Security does not accept payments by gift card, prepaid debit card, internet currency, or by mailing cash. Criminals use these forms of payment because they are hard to trace. Don't fall for it. Hang up, ignore them. Report this criminal activity to oig.ssa.gov.
Produced at U.S. Tax.
Praise the Lord, City of Boston. This is Brother Chris right here on Spark FM.
Come on, sing it.
Bringing you Sunday morning worship each and every Sunday morning, 6 to 10 a.m. Let's get our praise on.
We all make choices about alcohol. Kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad. Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
Hey, remind me about that party again?
And adults make choices whether to talk about it. That's true of parents and every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations, and they want honest answers in everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path, because when you talk, they hear you. Learn more at underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Want to give your baby a head start? Get the best protection against flu and COVID-19. Because their immune system isn't fully developed at birth, babies need additional protection. When you get vaccinated while pregnant, it can keep you and your baby from getting sick. As they get older, this can result in more time in school and daycare for them, and more productive time at work for you. Vaccines are safe and effective for children as they grow. No matter where you are on your pregnancy journey, flu and COVID vaccines can boost your and your baby's natural defenses and protect your family. Stay up to date with your vaccines. Stay healthy. Talk with your trusted healthcare provider today. Brought to you by the Boston Public Health.
JP Morgan Chase is making a global commitment to break down barriers to drive inclusive economic growth all over the world. We believe there is a pressing need to help more people move up the economic ladder. That is why we are investing in communities and people to create an economy that works for all, because no community should be left behind. Right here in Boston, we're focusing that work in Dorchester, Roxbury, and Mattapan, among other neighborhoods, on improving financial health. These efforts aim to address the key drivers of the racial wealth divide head-on. We're here to empower individuals, families, and small businesses by connecting them to the tools that build generational wealth and a long-lasting legacy. Chase is investing in Boston. Chase is investing in you. Visit us at the Mattapan branch at 1617 Blue Hill Avenue, where the team is waiting to help.
Spark FM.
I know you nasty. She be touching on her own body.
Igniting the airwaves. Spark FM.
Said she wanna take me away. Said she wanna take me away. Said she wanna show me the way.
Join us on Facebook and Instagram at sparkfmonline.com.
Turn us up.
Daddy no learn. Take me loving and breathe.
Spark FM.
Oh boy. Holla back. Holla back. This Diddy, ain't it?
No, Fabulous.
Oh, Fabulous.
Everything ain't Diddy.
It sound like it to me. It sound like Diddy produced
Diddy
it.
had something to do with it.
No Diddy.
No.
Shake it,
Diddy
shake
was
it, shake it,
there
shake it, shake it.
on the video.
Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it.
Sounds like some Harlem Shake.
It do it. Don't Diddy got a
But
beat
this was
like
the
this?
Harlem Shake era. This is the Harlem Shake.
Harlem back. No.
Rolling. Something.
This song.
That's this
Somebody
song.
fix that out there. It's bothering me.
That's the song.
What is that?
It's supposed to be stuck up there, but it's not stuck enough.
It's outside, right? It's not here.
It's outside.
Outside.
It's outside. It's time for our national and world news. Miss Tonae, yay! When are we gonna drink the bubbly?
Right now.
We should pop it now.
I'm gonna pop it.
Let's pop it.
Let's pop it. It's popping. It's popping.
Go ahead, Miss Sonia. I got you.
California becomes the latest state to restrict student smartphone use at schools, and that story is not what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be something else. So let's take that out of there. This is I'll save that story. Severe obesity is on the rise in the U.S. What do y'all think about that? I don't think it should be. I don't understand why it is.
I do know that because McDonald's and Dunkin' Donuts and all of them have $6 meals. You can get a
$5 meals.
A $5 well, Dunkin' Donuts $6. You could get a sandwich, a coffee, and a hash brown for $6.
And at McDonald's and Burger King and Wendy's, you can get a nuggets, a sandwich, fries, and a large drink for $5.
What? That's why we fat.
That's why obesity is on the high, because you know what? A salad costs how much dollars? $23.
23. Yes.
That's why you can't. That's why people can't.
Where y'all getting the salad from?
Sweet Green.
Don't y'all say? The other day I posted. Speaking of Sweet Green, the other day I posted a meme that said, salads ain't a salad when y'all adding oxtail to it. And I immediately thought about Lambert's, because when you guys go and buy these salads from Lambert's, those are not salads that you guys leave there with. That's why they cost so much. It's a full meal dinner.
Yeah.
Yes.
It sure is.
Like y'all be all kind of garbanzo, turkey, chicken, lettuce,
Cheese,
tomato, grapes,
Brussels sprouts,
pineapple, spinach, raisins, and cotija cheese,
sunflower seeds.
Everything. Y'all just can't go to Lambert's and just put everything on your salad and be
And
like,
the salad costs $23.
Why I'm not losing weight? I only had a salad all day this week from Lambert's because it was dinner that you had every day.
Then you pour a cup of blue cheese dressing over the top of it.
A cup of it.
Mm-hmm.
1 cup.
1 cup full.
1 cup. And
plus
then
a few dashes of that Parmesan peppercorn. That's delightful. I love it.
It's delicious. And I want y'all to be better people. I want y'all to be better people when you're going to eat healthy.
Oh my gosh. Mom, I just came across this story. Mom of suspect in a Georgia high school shooting indicted and is accused of taping a parent to a chair. What is this? When was this?
Wait, who was teaching?
Mom of Georgia student indicted. Let me see. Let me pop that in there so Triz can pull that up for you.
Who's taped who to the chair?
Suspect's mom. So it says the mother of Georgia teenager charged with fatally shooting 4 people at his high school has been indicted in connection with an alleged domestic incident last year. The indictment handed down Monday charges Marcy Gray, 43, with exploiting an elderly person and other crimes in Ben Hill County, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution reported. It appears unrelated to the school shootings at Appalachian High School, which occurred in a different Georgia county nearly 200 miles away. Gray is the mother of 14-year-old Colt Gray, who was charged with murder after surrendering to police at the high school on September 4th. Authorities say the boy brought an assault-style rifle to school in his backpack and opened fire during morning classes, killing 2 students and 2 teachers and injuring 9 others. The indictment charging Marcy Gray stems from the domestic incident last year. The Atlanta newspaper reported. It said a police incident report states Gray's 74-year-old mother told authorities on November 4th that Gray had taken her phone, taped her to a chair, and left her for nearly a full day.
That's not the type of discipline that I'm talking about, people.
But she did that to her mother.
Oh, wait. She did it to her. Oh,
She
damn.
did that to her 74-year-old mother.
Oh, that's not nice. She needs to be beaten and prodded.
They said the incident report said Gray bound her mother before traveling to Barrow County to confront her ex-husband, who lived with their son and 2 other children. The Atlanta newspaper said records show Gray was arrested in Barrow County on November 6th, 2 days after her mother was found, and was sentenced to 45 days in jail after pleading guilty to charges of criminal trespassing, using the license plate to disguise her car, and causing property damage.
Did her mom get hurt?
She taped her up to the chair and then left her there.
You know.
Go ahead.
Well,
Messages left.
I think, people is crazy because these are the things that you think about sometimes, but you don't do because that's your mom. Like there's oftentimes, she ain't listening right now. I want to sit my mother down, tape her to a little chair.
Sit down.
I said sit down. People like, I'm so dizzy. I keep getting. Sit down then. Sit down. Stop moving.
I'm so dizzy. I'm going to mop and sweep the whole kitchen. I'm so dizzy. Let me go out in the garden to pick fresh fruits to make a whole traditional meal from farm to table. I can't. Sit down. Sit down. That's what it's
not a whole traditional meal. Because that is exactly her. My mom be suffering and doing the most. God bless her soul. That is a wonderful lady.
What was this young boy's path supposed to be? If you have a mother that's taping your grandmother to chairs and leaving her for the day, your father's buying you guns, and so on and so forth. What was his life supposed to be?
Literally school shooter.
Right. Like you
he has nothing else.
Raised him to be a school shooter.
Absolutely. 100%.
Awful.
100%.
That is awful. Marcellus Williams' execution set to proceed, Missouri Supreme Court rules. Saucy was telling us about this story yesterday. Marcellus Williams, the execution of Marcellus Williams is set to proceed scheduled on Tuesday today after the Missouri Supreme Court and the state's governor both rejected pleas to halt the procedure. An attorney for Williams argued on Monday that the state Supreme Court should halt the lethal injection because a trial attorney prevented a black man who he thought looked similar to the defendant from serving on the jury, but the court rejected that argument. What is that? What you say now?
What is say it one more time? Read it again. Oh, this is
the story you're telling us about.
Yeah.
A trial attorney prevented a black man who he thought looked similar to the defendant from serving on the jury, but the court rejected that argument. So they're saying that's why they shouldn't kill him?
So there's a lot of different things in this case that should have been done over, and that's only one of the things. Even the victim's family have okayed more so of a life in prison because of the discrepancy, but the governor has said, nah, he's gonna go today.
Yeah.
He's got to go today at 6:00.
This Governor Mike Parsons is Republican from Missouri. The story is there.
Oh, Republican?
Yes, a Republican. Despite nearly a quarter century of litigation in both state and federal courts, there is no credible evidence of actual innocence or any showing of constitutional error, undermining confidence in the original judgment, the court said in its decision. Go ahead.
One second. Something happened.
He's scheduled to be executed at 6 p.m. Central Time on Tuesday for the 1998 stabbing of Leisha Gale in the South St. Louis suburb of University City.
Murdering newspaper reporter Felicia Gale in 1998. He has always denied it, and some prosecutors in the office that convicted him say the case is filled with holes. Missouri's governor says it will not stop the execution. Jerika Duncan has been following this case. Jerika, good morning.
Good morning to you. Attorneys for 55-year-old Williams not only maintain his innocence, but they claim prosecutors botched the case, alleging evidence of racial bias and investigators' mishandling of the murder weapon before the trial. Now, despite the many questions surrounding Williams' conviction, the execution will go forward, barring a last-minute change.
With only hours left before his execution, Marcellus Williams is nearly out of options. Last night, the Missouri Supreme Court rejected his request to cancel the execution, writing, "There is no credible evidence of actual innocence." Missouri Governor Mike Parson also denied his request for clemency, writing, "Mr. Williams has exhausted due process and every judicial avenue. Nothing from the real facts of this case have led me to believe in Mr. Williams' innocence." Williams is on death row for the 1998 murder of Felicia Gale. He is convicted of stabbing the newspaper reporter 43 times with a butcher's knife inside her suburban St. Louis home.
Thought it was 16.
Police say they found Gale's personal items and her husband's computer in Williams's car. But his defense team argues male DNA found on the murder weapon and at the scene did not match Williams, and that there were no direct witnesses to the alleged crime. He and his family have always maintained his innocence.
I want a full exoneration because I believe wholeheartedly that my father that he is innocent.
Williams's fight has been ongoing for more than 2 decades. Hours before his scheduled execution in 2017, then Governor Eric Greitens granted a stay due to unresolved questions about the DNA. He ordered a 5-person board to examine the case, but when he left office, the board dissolved without making any recommendations.
Interesting.
Since then, defense attorneys, the current county prosecutor, and even Felicia Gale's family have all asked to take the death penalty off the table.
Wow. Have you seen anything like this before?
No, certainly this is an extraordinary case.
We spoke to Williams' attorney, Tricia Rojo Bushnell, before the governor declined to halt the execution.
I think what many of us struggle with when we see a situation like this is what's the point? How can this be a criminal justice system if this is the kind of outcome it delivers?
A lot of people questioning that this morning. Williams' last chance at sparing his life sits with the U.S. Supreme Court. His legal team and county prosecutors told us they will work until the very last moments to stop Williams' execution. We did reach out to the Attorney General's office, but have not heard back. And I spoke to one of his attorneys this morning who said, they have these 3 pending, cases to the Supreme Court. They're hoping that it makes a difference. And the family has said that they're at peace with whatever decision is made because they've been here before.
Oh, man.
They've been here before.
The idea of going forward with a death sentence when you haven't worked out the questions of guilt or innocence seems crazy to me.
Yeah, and what's so odd about this one, you all, is you have not only the family, the victim's family saying, wait a minute.
Right.
You have prosecutors saying that. And just the support and the amount of people that are really looking at this case to see what happens next.
Wow, Trika, thank you very much.
Can't Joe Biden do something about this?
I also, I said somebody in the comments section, Trump needs to come do, what the F is Trump gonna goddamn do for this man?
Trump needs to do what?
Trump needs to come help him or something like that. My question is, if it's going to the Supreme Court, which is already stacked with people who already don't give a damn about nobody else, what is it? What are we doing here? This is terrible.
I think they're making every effort that they possibly can to try to do something, but it just doesn't seem...
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
When I was trying to look for the details of it, everything is really talking about the execution right now. So you can't really get back, but 46 times is crazy.
40, yeah, that's really crazy. That's a sad story.
And it was a white woman, right?
And she was a white woman. She was a reporter or a journalist or something like that.
It's interesting that they wouldn't let the man that looks like him sit on the jury, because that in itself is very telling too. Like, it could have been him.
That's like reverse jury tampering or something, right? Yeah. And what about the husband? Did they ask him? Because it's always the husband 43 times. Somebody in the comments said 43 times sounds personal.
It sounds personal.
Yeah, man. That's
passionate.
I don't
they
know.
said that he got found out because when he went to jail, 2 people that got released from jail, a man that was in jail and his girlfriend, said that he confessed to the murder to them, and they took their word, the jailer and the jailer's girlfriend's word for whatever.
Really?
There was no there was no DNA evidence on the weapon. That's what I read this morning. But they said that because so many people handled the knife or something like that, they can't really rule that out too, that he wasn't the the killer.
So they're just like, we don't know if he did it, but we gonna kill him anyway.
Yeah, we think that he did it, and there's enough evidence to say that he could have
Might have done it.
circumstantially did it.
Yeah.
But we don't know if he actually did it. But we're not gonna do anything to change it. I'm wondering what the point is of giving him death instead of just leaving him in jail.
Yeah.
Without parole, if that's the case.
This is confusing. I don't want to hear if they do execute him. I don't want to hear that. What else do we have in here? A boy abducted. Oh, I'm going to save that for last because it's such a good story. Woman attacked by a man on a bike after Uber drops her off in the wrong spot. Whose fault is that? That's the Uber's fault? That's the Uber's fault. What'd she get out in the wrong spot for?
Come read it. Tell us about it.
A Michigan woman says she's traumatized following a brutal attack by a man on a bicycle that landed her in the hospital. Police say the attack was completely random. Morgan Catton, 27, accidentally got dropped off by her Uber at the wrong location around 10:20 p.m. last Friday while headed out to a friend's house in Detroit. Since she was just a few blocks away, she thought it was no big deal and decided to walk the rest of the way. That's when she was attacked by a man riding a bicycle. As the man came toward her on the sidewalk, Catton moved out of his way, but he stopped.
There was no time to react. I didn't even get my hands on him at all.
Morgan Catton had just finished up a night of dinner and drinks in downtown Detroit September 13th when she decided to visit a friend near Hazelwood and 14th. She made her way towards her friend's house after getting accidentally dropped off a few blocks from her final destination around 10:20 p.m. when a man on a bike came towards her on the sidewalk. So she moved out of the way for him, but he stopped.
And when he got close to me, he had gotten off of his bike, looked at me, grabbed me by the neck, and threw me to the ground where he repeatedly punched me in the face.
Morgan was brutally attacked by a man that looked to be in his 40s, around 5'8", riding a dark blue or gray bike.
Damn.
He then took off on that same bike. Detroit police tell me this incident was completely random.
There was no words exchanged.
No words?
No words. I didn't even hear him breathe. It felt like he had done that before.
Morgan was sent to the hospital requiring stitches around her mouth and eye, but she says she's just happy to be alive.
What went through your head when you felt something around your neck?
I thought I was going to die.
The place where this happened, a popular area near Gordon Park, and this community is absolutely shocked at the violence.
Oh, it's crazy because I ain't never seen nothing like that, for real.
You just have to be aware.
Morgan works downtown at Tin Roof. She loves this city, but is now traumatized. She's speaking to us to remind women to use the buddy system when walking alone and to catch the man that did this.
I have a sick feeling in my stomach that if they don't find him, that this will be something he does again.
He probably will. He probably does it often. What is? Those are the things that I'm always afraid of.
Like random things.
And that's why I'm super cautious outside. Like literally while walking the dog, my head is on a swivel all the time. I don't want to hear no noise. I don't want to hear nothing. If somebody's walking on the same side of me, unfortunately, especially if it's a man or whatever, I'll easily cross the street.
Oh yeah.
Not on I'm just jump when he comes near. But I just want to avoid anybody being crazy and feeling like they want to take their crazy out on me because I happen to just walk by. And then the other day we played a clip of the man who just walked by the little old lady walking her dog and slammed her up into the wall for what?
Punched her in the back of the head.
Why'd you do that?
Yeah.
That's just random craziness, and I don't ever want to be the victim of random crazy. Let me see you coming at least.
Yeah.
Scare me, alert me that you's about to hurt me so I can put up my fight or flight. But don't just come knock my head off.
Well, yeah, that's like when you're walking through the park or whatever and you're walking by yourself and you want to put on your headphones to hear a little music or something like that. Yeah. I can't do it because it's just what happens? And then I sometimes am not so aware of my surroundings because I don't look people in the face. You know what I mean? So that's just a really, really scary thought that something like this could happen to her. And I'm glad that she's okay. I'm glad the outcome wasn't worse than, because we know that it could have been. A feel-good story of the day. A boy abducted from California in 1951 at age 6 was found alive on the East Coast more than 70 years later. Wow. It's so, oh my gosh. So Luis Armando Albino was 6 years old in 1951 when he was, thank you, happy birthday.
Lucille just walked in with a birthday cake.
Birthday! It's your birthday!
When he was abducted while playing in an Oakland, California park. Now, more than 7 decades later, albino has been found thanks to the help from an online ancestry test, old photos, and newspaper clippings.
What does that feel like? Do you even know anything?
70 years.
Yeah.
So to sum it up, he was playing in the park when he was 6 years old with his older brother.
Yeah.
Some woman came over, lured him with some candy, took him, and flew him from California to the East Coast.
Wow.
Gave him to some people, and he was...
Oh, she didn't even keep him. She gave him to somebody?
She gave him to some people, and they raised him. All these years later, his niece was doing an ancestry test just for whatever, had like a 20% match with this man on the East Coast.
Mm-hmm.
And so she kind of like went through the motions, Lo and behold, this is her uncle who has been missing for like 70 years.
Oh, blessings.
So he was able to be reunited with his older brother. His mother forever was just like, she knew that her son was alive. She knew that her son was alive. Of course, she passed. He was able to be reunited with his older brother. That's the picture that we have here.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple weeks after they were reunited, his older brother passed away.
Oh.
So he lives here on the East Coast. They didn't say specifically where.
Mm-hmm.
His family's still on the West Coast. They've been meeting up and they're now in contact, but he has been found alive.
I
and
wonder
well.
if the new the family that he got given, what does
Right.
that happen?
I mean, even if they're even still around, I mean,
Yeah.
he's 70 something, right? So his
Yeah.
parents, whoever raised him, aren't still around anymore. But that was such a really, really feel good story that I came across yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah. So they only had a 22% match, but she was like, "It's a little bit of a match. Let me explore this." And turns out that this is her long lost uncle. So that's that feel good story of the day, and that's the national news.
Oh, and we're going to get right into the entertainment just because we are there. We're going to have cake and bubbly soon. Murder trial of Memphis rapper Young Dolph set to begin. This has took a turn. Incredibly turning.
Tell us what it is.
Yo Gotti's brother had been hired somebody to shoot Young Dolph for $40,000. Only give him $800. So now that's all come. Is there a video?
So Yo Gotti and Young Dolph had problems for a long time.
Yo Gotti is the girl's boyfriend? Angela Simmons' boyfriend?
No, that's
Oh, what's his square-headed ass name?
Who's that? I don't know what you're talking about. But Young Dolph and Yo Gotti, they had problems for quite some time, and everybody always suspected that Young Gotti had something. Yo Gotti had something to do with it. So now we find out that his brother actually had something to do with it.
Oh my God!
So
Look, it's right there.
But if Yo Gotti knew, what?
There's a story right there.
It's a video?
Yeah, it's a video.
Let me open it. I'm gonna shake it and bust it open. Just head.
Oh, bust it open.
Bust it open.
Bust it right open. So it says prosecutors claims Big Jook took out $100,000 hit on Young Dolph.
Big Jook?
Big Jook, yeah, that's what they say.
That's nice.
One of the men accused of murdering Memphis rapper Young Dolph, also known as Adolph Thornton Jr., began trial on Monday, yesterday. The news reports Jeremy Pierre has been in the courtroom during the entirety of the trial. Continue to check his stories for live updates.
All right, here goes.
Here we go.
Clipiando momento.
$100,000. That was the bounty put on Young Dolph. Today was day one of the murder trial
It is.
for the
Yo
rapper.
Gotti is her
Testimony
boyfriend.
as explosive as you might expect. A lot of confusion as to exactly who would testify in this case initially, but we found out accused shooter Cornelius Smith and the alleged mastermind of the shooting, Hernandez Govan, would testify against the other gunman in this case, Justin Johnson. Thank you for being with us tonight. I'm Daryl Green.
And I'm Darcy Thomas. Of course, this story actually goes really deep into the Memphis rap community. Shelby County's lead prosecutor says that the hit on Dolph began with the brother of rapper Yo Gotti. This has been 3 years, but only one of the alleged shooters, Cornelius Smith, who was also a witness, had a lot to say to the court today.
Alleged gunman Cornelius Smith had plenty to say about what happened the day rapper Young Dolph was gunned down 3 years ago. He claims he and the other suspect, Justin Johnson, were a package deal. $100,000 to take out Dolph.
Yeah, me and him supposed to be giving Quit 10,000 apiece.
What he saying?
All right, so you and him are going to give Govan 10,000 apiece?
Yeah.
And how much were you going to get?
I was getting 40, he was getting 40.
Smith refers to Govan as Hernandez Govan, the supposed mastermind behind this deal. Shelby County lead prosecutor Paul Hagerman detailed the plan that started with a rivalry between two music labels, Yo Gotti's CMG and Dolph's Paper Route Empire. Hagerman says that Gotti's brother Big Jook and Hernandez offered the cash to Johnson to take the hit on Dolph and any of his artists.
We didn't know we were going to catch him, but we knew he did his artists. Everybody had a hit on the hit. Everybody had a price on the hit.
From Jook?
Yeah, from Jook.
Hagerman focused on surveillance video from Dolph's final moments.
Oh, wow.
Smith says that he and Johnson pulled up in this white Mercedes in front of Makita's Cookies on Airways after spotting Dolph's vehicle.
Yeah, he pulled in the cookie store.
What y'all did?
We made the block. Came with the bag way. I jumped out. We started shooting.
The first man out was Cornelius Smith.
He cannot deal with this gun. You see it?
He can't handle
that
it.
That gun is all over the place.
The second man out was Justin Johnson, who has a handgun, who's firing at Dolph as he lays on the ground.
Video long.
That's crazy.
Wow.
I didn't know it went down like that. That one person went in, did a little pew pew, and came out. I didn't know that y'all.
So who was the third person that ran and jumped in the car at the end?
Because he was already in there.
He was already in there, right?
That's crazy. So is Yo Gotti involved in this in any type of way?
I know his brother. But his brother and him are on the label together?
I don't know.
Wow.
We'll keep you guys posted on the updates about that. Quick announcement. Mary J. Blige announces For My Fans tour.
Yeah, she announced that yesterday on Sherry Shepherd's show.
With Neo and Mario. It's an interesting combo there.
Very
interesting.
Wow, that's a nice one.
Yeah.
Who is Mary J. Blige dating?
Me.
Because yesterday, when Sherry asked her, she was like, "Are you dating someone?" She was like, "Yeah, Sherry, you know, everybody knows who's she dating." I heard there was rumors that she was dating some little 26-year-old football player.
As she should.
But I thought she was dating Conrad the Machine from
Griselda. Yes. Hip hop trivia.
Is she?
I don't know. I have no idea.
But Evan said she's dating him.
And me too.
Me
as well.
Too. Mary's 56. How old is she? She look good.
She do look good. Chingy pulls out Chingy. Like there, right there.
Sinead.
Chingy pulls out the Republican LGBT performance after backlash. So he was slated to headline the Republican convention that's coming up, or one of their rallies coming up. And after the internet was like, Chingy who? Like, then he was like, I don't want to be involved in any of that, so I'm not voting for nobody. I'm not going anywhere. Leave me out, like it right there.
That's what he said. Is that what he said?
He said something about there.
Right there.
And
leave it right there.
Leave it right there. Leave that right there. Diddy's fans worried for adopted daughter. Which one is adopted? Oh, that little one next to the twins. Or is that
She's not adopted. She's his real daughter.
She's his real one?
The white one, the white daughter.
He's got a white one.
Remember, he was like, "This is my daughter, y'all. I just adopted her."
No,
Tristan.
It wasn't. I don't know if it was real. He was like, "I don't know if your parents know this, but yeah, you're my child."
A resurfaced video of a Diddy introducing his adopted daughter has folks concerned with the girl's well-being in the wake of Diddy's arrest and indictment. Sources familiar with the situation tell TMZ Diddy never legally adopted the little girl, Ava, from the 2020 video, despite claiming on Instagram Live he adopted her because he wanted her to have a black parent. And we'll leave that there because, I can't get involved with too much foolishness on my birthday.
You want her to have a black parent.
Leave that little girl where she is.
Exactly.
Leave that little girl where she is.
And thank goodness it wasn't legal, because he would have groomed her just like how you've been grooming everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
No. What's your last name?
Ava Combs.
What's your other last name?
Ava Baroni.
Ava Baroni Combs? Yes, it was breaking news. Diddy adopted a white child. I want you to tell them the story about how I adopted you.
I never liked this kind of commentary.
Parents but you're my child also. But please tell the story.
So I was on the streets, and then Papa Combs decided that he would like to be a caring man. So then he saw me, and decided to pick me up and said to come inside and play with his kids.
Look how amused I am.
In light of what we now know, this is so incredibly cringe. Oh my gosh. Thank goodness, little girl, she was saved. Papa Combs.
Papa Combs. That's right, though, Empress. If he had found me, however, on the side of the road, I would have called him all kind of Papa.
You would have had to, because he would have punched you in your face if you didn't.
Touche. Nicki Minaj apologizes for kicking photographer's camera, and nobody cares about Nicki Minaj. I don't really care. We're gonna open some champagne. Nobody cares about Nicki.
Champagne.
After mistaking him for a peeping Tom. So because Nicki Minaj is problematic, and she Eve was on what show the other day? And she was talking about, being a female rapper. And when Nicki came up, she was like very nervous to be around Nicki when they did the barbershop show or whatever. And, she pretty much said that it was her own insecurities around that time because she was like, how can there be two rappers? And pretty much, apologizing for any whatever that could have possibly be. And then Nicki Minaj penned a letter to her, congratulating her and all that stuff. But I was just like, Nicki, you really just so crazy because you don't do the same thing with the young rappers that are going up right now. You got beef with half of the female artists out here because of what?
And for what?
Because of what? What are y'all writing?
What y'all two over here studious AF? What's happening? What are y'all writing? Writing down, taking notes.
Y'all got it like pen and paper.
What's happening over here? Now this is show prep. We got to learn something from this because wait a minute, what we doing here?
Where you gonna pop the bottle?
We're gonna pop the bottle right now. My sister brought me a little gold Bel Air. Brute gold. And we're gonna pop this bottle right here. We've got our tar parts. Hopefully
the top land on the
pops
ground.
it out a little bit. And then what I gotta do, twist
don't
it.
push it around there.
No, don't put it around equipment. You break, you buy. And that'd be me, huh? So let me see if I can open this properly. Let's see.
If you guys are just tuning in, we are celebrating Saucy's birthday today. Today is her birthday. She is popping her bottle of Bel Air.
And Bobby Steele's bought a cake.
Okay. We're gonna eat the cake and
Danny made.
All right, let's see.
Hold on.
Oh, hell.
2.
Hey.
Oh, because I was like, if she put a hole in that goddamn ceiling.
It's your birthday. Look at it.
Ooh. It's your birthday.
Thank you guys so much for all the birthday wishes and all the happiness and all the things. I'm gonna have a great day. If anytime you guys want to cash at me, it's Miss Hot Sauce to you. I'm taking nothing smaller than a $100.
Oh, and
wow. Hi, Judy Poo.
I've been asking him to cash out the Spark FM too.
Somebody just told me that. I was like, okay. Shout out to my good friend Ibn. He's gonna be starting something here too soon. Who's calling?
I told you. So the phone lines take a minute for you guys. So when you call, like you gotta let it ring about maybe 5 times. Good 5 times, and then it'll start ringing inside the studio.
Yes, we're gonna get off now so that we can have a little bit of a dranky drink. If you guys want to have a drink, stop by. Hit me up. Let's take a shot and have a good day.
Toya Baxter says she's so aggy.
What are we doing?
Bye.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
You are enjoying the miracle of radio.
New England's #1 urban Caribbean music.
Radio.
Spark FM.
Often I hear people talking about